tonight we are really very pleased and very honored to welcome Kitazawa-san from Tokyo. And he's here to talk about and show us how to make Noh and Kyogen masks. He is renowned, I should say, in his field. And his masks, both traditional and contemporary, have been exhibited in the US and Singapore and China and Ireland and all over the world. And also he's conducted numerous workshops on the topic, the V&A being one that's very close to here, but many, many others as well, and has been the recipient of many international awards. Now, this event is part of a series of others, including an exhibition at the Japanese Embassy on this, and it's celebrating as part of it this book, which is on sale tonight by Jeanette Chong and by Richard Emmert. Now, unfortunately, Jeanette can't be here today because she's not very well. So we're very lucky to have, all right, Paul Laken, who stepped into the breach, and he's from Unanico, wasn't sure, which is an animation company, but has been absolutely key in this project of Between the Stones, which has been focusing on no performances, and of course now we're looking at Noh and Kyogen masks. So I am going to hand over to him, and just for those of you online who may not be too familiar with what Noh and Kyogen is, or what's the difference. Noh is, of course, the classical theatre of Japan, and Kyogen is the sort of comic theatre that was used during the intervals of Noh plays. So I'm really fascinated by this, and I just want to say thank you very much for coming today. And I hope that you will attend the other events. There's another one in a couple of weeks here, and there are numerous other events throughout London in this period. So there we go. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Alison. As Alison said, my name is Paul Laken, and the format of this evening is quite interactive. So Kitazawa-san is going to show us the process by which Noh masks are made. He's going to show us different stages of the process. He can't actually make a whole mask in the next hour. And in terms of questions, he would love it if people would ask questions while he's working. Because he's actually working, there are gaps, and he would really appreciate it if questions happen during the process as opposed to waiting at the end for Q&A. And it's very, very informal. So if you want to ask a question, just ask a question. You don't have to put your hand up, and just start. So with that, I think we'll hand over to Kitazawa, and let's go. Yeah.
Good evening. Thank you very much for coming tonight. My name is Kitazawa Hideta from Tokyo. I'm a second generation woodcarver. Usually, I always stay in my studio and working for days. Talking is not my business, but tonight I do my best. Please enjoy to see my works. Noh is a classical Japanese theater, and Noh has some beautiful elements like a beautiful song and beautiful dance and beautiful kimono costume, and of course mask. I'm a mask maker, and tonight I want to introduce you how to make a mask and how to use a mask and the variety of Noh and Kyogen mask. You understand my English? So, at first, most of my work is a commission work, not for sale. I receive the commission and discussion and start working. It means most of my work used on the stages. At first, I communicate with the performer. And drawing like this design paper, front and side. And sometimes I make a clay model and show and discussing, because once wood carving started, never come back. Clay is easy to put back and forth. Tonight I tried to make this Okina mask. Okina is very special meaning for Japanese. Noh established 650 years ago, but Okina established before the Noh. This old man, this old man is a god of Japan. He celebrates the good harvesting rice. In autumn, once I get many rice, put this mask and do the celebration dance. はい。Asian, especially China, Japan, respect old people. That's our cultures. で、drawing. And next, trace to this wood block. Today, in the afternoon, I did the demonstration at embassy, Japan Embassy. That time, just block of wood. And I have already carved the two outline. Telling the truth, interesting part from now.
Can I ask you if you always use the same kind of wood?
Yes, usually we use Japanese hinoki. Hinoki is a cypress, Japanese cypress, but only Japan has a Japanese native wood. Hinoki is very special wood for Japanese. All shrine made from hinoki, especially Ise shrine, the head shrine of the Japanese shrine, Ise shrine, made from hinoki. And this hinoki, we have all over Japan, we have hinoki, except the Hokkaido island. But this would only come from Kiso. Kiso is near Nagoya, and very high mountain and deep valley, very severe climate, summer hot, winter cold. That's why grown up very late. This wood, later please look carefully, the annual rings, tight, straight. It means this wood block from, if wood is small, or circle, but once big tree, the edge of the tree almost straight. I think this would 200-300 years old. I have to say thank you for the Tokugawa Emperor, Tokugawa Shogun. だから、forestry business is have to think the long circle. Once plants a tree, spending the man plant the tree, not his age, not enough big, but spending 300 years, I can use this wood. I respect that kind of business, not my generation, thinking next generation. Usually use hinoki. This wood is very light. Nobody want to use a heavy wood, heavy masks. Right, and very good for painting. はい。OK? Thank you. どうぞ。はい。キリ、yes. This big mask made from kiri. Kiri is a Polonia, Japanese Polonia. Kiri is more lightweight, but too soft. The detailed part is difficult to carving. but this mask big, and this I received the commission that he's a 75, 76 years old man, old performer. He really don't want to use the heavy mask. And he asked me, please make right. And selected hinoki, kiri. Yes, mainly use hinoki, but sometimes use kiri. Hinoki is this. Kiri, Polonia is more lightweight. Yeah. This wood is from UK, Lindenbaum, limewood. I don't want to carry a lot of wood block from Japan. That's why I asked for the Janet-san. And I said, I know church, the statue of Jesus Christ and the Virgin and Son, mainly made from the Lindenbaum, limewood. And I have a friend, he's a Czech, and he's a professional puppet maker. And he said, if you go, once you go to the Europe, use Lindenbaum. It's good for carving. Janet-san and Paul-san prepare this wood. Carving this wood, it's very good. Bit heavy, but good for carving. で、こうね、start carving. Okay, the surrounding.
Ready glasses.
This part is nose. And once you see mask, face is so complicated. But try to think, trapezoid or triangle. At first, I try to make a construction. Then go to the detail part of nose. A bit more construction carving, and then start to carving the nose. This is hammer, just for the wood covers. The big difference is this hammer is not right angle, slightly curved. This is an important point. Once you use this hammer, every direction hits the right angle to the chisels. This part I ordered special blacksmith and shape and weight this. And this handle made by myself. This length is good for my body. こうね、diameter good for my finger. made from oak. I need the power. That time I holding the edge. Go to the detail part, switch here. One hammer use two-way. I learned how to make this hammer from my father. Go, taxi. Not textbook, not from textbook. My father, when I start working, my father make hammer like this. That's all. Very useful hammer. This tool is used for the mask making, also statue carving, Buddhism statues. I use the same chisels. Japanese chisels, unique point. We have two different type of chisels. This is for rough carving. This is for hand carving. I think the UK style is just one chisels, start to end. But we use two different types. Big difference is the edge, metal, no metal. The other unique point, chisels in UK, probably only high carbon. But this chisels combined high carbon and low carbon. This advantage is easy to sharpening. High carbon chisels, very good sharp, but once crack, difficult to sharp the knife. I don't use sandpaper while finish to the carving. Sandpaper is cheating. My family policy, don't use the sandpaper, always sharp the knife. My career is like 33 years. This is cool. Compare this and this. 32 years. This is almost finished to use. I have to buy new one. Every day, sharp the knife. I always ordered special blacksmith. He is very good blacksmith, handmade, and specialist for making a chisels. But last summer, he wrote to me, I want to retirement because 33 years old, Japanese hot and humid summer. Blacksmith. He said, I want to retire before I break my health. I understand. Thank you very much for working. Me and my father, 2 generations. He always making our chisels, but please make mine more. I really want to continue my job another 10 and 15 years. Please make mine bits. And he said, yeah, it's okay. Then I ordered 10, 15 chisels and he made, and he finished work. The problem is the number of the traditional craftsmen. But much big problem, the craftsman make tools or supply the materials. If no one make tools and no one supplies the materials, like this. This is hair for the masks, white horse hair. I didn't go zoo or horse racing place, of course. I bought this white hair from the special craftsman. He is a brush maker. He's making a special brush for the kabuki actors. Kabuki's makeup using the traditional special brush for makeup. But he's 80 or more. Hopefully he working a long time, but that's why in the future, this is problem. Just from the horse, oil and insect, it's impossible to use. Needs a treatment. ねまあ、I think it's okay, my time, but the next generation have to be more hard to do the same job.
In terms of Kitazawa's father, who he mentioned, his father is an incredibly talented shrine and temple carver. And in the book, we have some pictures of his father at work, which those in the audience can see.
Nothing to say.
This is more of his work. So
Sorry, what happens when you make a mistake? What do you do when you make a mistake?
I never made. No. Yes, I made a mistake. But one of my job is repairment old mask. 300 years old mask still use contemporary theater. It meaning needs a fixed or repairment. I received the order commission, please repair this mask. That time, I learned a lot from old mask. Like old craftsman taught me a lot of things. Please see my work. How to do. I sometimes sketching or measurement and looking carefully and learn from the old man technique. And repairment is good way to understand how to fix the mistake. Yes. Accident. Wood is natural. That's time. Wood is wood. Never mind. Wood is wood. But also I have some techniques in repairment. Not for crack. But I first very carefully to select the wood block. And I have very good relationship. Just one lumber shop in Tokyo treated the Kisohinoki lumber. Just one. Not for everybody, for professional. I and the lumber shop manager has very good relationship. And once I go to the lumber shop, I asked, this time I received a special commission. Please prepare the very good wood. Okay, understand. He prepares a very good tiny annual rings, very light, good for carving. Expensive, but the materials is very important.
in terms of how many mask makers there are in Japan, Kitazawa said that there are only 5 in the Tokyo area and about 5 in the Kyoto area. And that's about it in the whole country. So it's really a rare privilege to be able to see one of these 10 people here. I think that's a big problem from Kitazawa's perspective. His son, for example, is not doing this. And traditionally, it went in families that there would be a no family, a no theater family, and a no mask-making family. But actually, in his case, his father did not make no masks because he was temple and shrine carver. So there is hope that others who are not yet making masks will make masks. And part of his mission in showing this is actually to see whether he can make other people become excited about making masks.
Next, go make a nose. はい。
Made in different sizes, different people, or is there sort of standard size?
I think this is more kind of common. They common. The hope is pretty. What is the mask? Pretty and but also is a normal. And once I see that this thing I have to make this type. But sometimes have recently human professional home. I would take for a man. That time I made a 90% for 10 expression. And this program, usually one program, Noh and Kyogen together. Noh is a one hour 20 minutes. Famous Japanese story or famous Bible story. Kyogen is a 20 minutes. That's the ordinary story. Lie. And once you see each mask, both mask is a printed mask. Understand, which is yes or no? Kyogen is more primitive. Actually, this Kyogen mask, we say Otto. Otto is a pretty girl. This mask original, I have a son. He is now 23 years old, but he's 2 years old. He's so cute. So I sketch his face and make this mask. Now, not anymore, but 2 years old kids, boys and girls, the same cute face. I sketch his face and make this mask. It's a Kyogen comedy mask is more free to make, but the no mask has some rules because tradition.
In terms of the size of the mask, you'll notice that they're smaller than the face size. And that's because they don't actually fit directly on the face. They don't touch the face because the no performer has to actually sing and speak while wearing the mask. So the mouth is actually inside the chin. It's basically under the chin of the mask, not at the mouth's level. And that's why you can see that the mask is actually covering this part of the face and then resting effectively here. And then they can still be heard through the mask.
How is it held in place?
So it's held in place with strings. Do you want to show?
Yeah.
Kitazawa is himself a keen amateur Kyogen performer, and he is actually the performer in this picture that I'm holding up here. And he's told us that he became a Kyogen performer because he was making the masks, and he started talking to the performers of the masks, and he just felt he wanted to try himself. Because the relationship between the mask maker and the performers is a very close one. They're made to order for the performers, and he watches the performers actually performing and then adjusts masks and makes masks specifically for different performance styles. So.
I don't use very good tools on painting. I have a virtual at the like this one. It's a craftsman spirit in by hand. Now, really simple. That's big problem. I think this kind of work, something used for the performance, something used for the festival, related with the religious, hopefully the craftsman work. That kind of.
So it takes Kitazawa about 2.5 weeks to make a mask, between 2.5 and 3 weeks every day. to make a mask. And he sometimes makes two masks at the same time, but usually, because he's a craftsman who really focuses on the work he's doing, he makes one mask at a time, so just one in every 2.5 weeks.
Can you tell, see the feeling for two, can you tell from the feeling of the shaft who it is?
I don't see.
Yeah.
It's that feeling. I see. Okay, now. And once having eye and nose will be appear automatically. Once having the mouth and chin will be appear.
So this is the mask that Kitazawa started carving this afternoon at the Japanese embassy. And the people in the audience there saw the very first part, from a block of wood with line drawings on it to where you saw it starting. And probably the next audience will see the next stage. Yes, he has a sort of TV cooking program process where he says, and here's one I prepared earlier, which is actually that one on the table there.
Is there the tradition? Best way to approach?
I
Or
want.
is it something that is more, you're more comfortable?
Usually the carving start top to bottom. That's why start nose and mouth, eyes. But when I carving the eyes, I think I make an eyeball, not eyes. I already think the bone here, the face construction. This cheek connected chin muscles. だから、my scissors way follow the muscles of it makes more natural. で、coming the back. Mask is not just a display used for the performer. That's why backside carving is more important. If the mask is looks very good, but once put, I can see. It's very problem.
So the no performers have to look through the tiny eye holes which are in the masks. And in order to guide them, the no stage has 4 pillars on each side, and they orientate themselves literally by seeing these 4 pillars so that they don't fall off the stage.
Again, don't do like I do.
We had a question earlier about whether he should be wearing goggles and possibly some gloves. And he said that when students learn to make these masks, then they absolutely do wear them. And when he goes to schools, he does wear them. But as a professional, he doesn't need them. He never makes a mistake.
Steel Kevlar, so.
So the color of the socks is actually tells you the status and the role of the person. So the performers wear white socks, and as a craftsman, he wears navy socks.
Like a cooking program. 2 days. And this is use uncut. Later, backpack and more and wait, next back and front. Check. Sometimes for painting, I go to the performance and it's right to it. But more. Okay. But to see. で、good mask. This is secret. Good mask can see from nostrils. そう。だから、the performance very happy. Good mask can. It's grand from the nostrils. Next, painting. ですね。This white powder, made from oyster shell burned and grinding makes this fine white powder. And this white powder and this is glue made from cow soft bone and cow skin. Like a gelatin. Cut and water. Wait 1 whole night, melting, and double boiled, makes liquid. This and this white powder mixed like old medicine. They make a gesso, white liquid. Then start painting. Use these special brush. This brush, the problem, the brush maker stopped to make. I bought many. I had this information. Once painting the white color and start sanding. Painting, sanding, painting, sanding over 50 times, 60 times. Then until like this smooth. It looks like a ceramic or china, but made from wood because painting and sanding, painting, sanding, painting and polish like this. After a white coat, put the color. These from the earth, natural pigment from a mineral and dirt from earth. I don't use chemical pigment because hopefully my mask continued after I did 100 year, 200 year. If I use chemical like acrylic or chemical, I cannot how it's going in the future. But this old pigment 600 years ago more still using like a guarantee the quality. That's why I use old pigment. One thing, the no mask unique point looks like very antique. But I made this mask. It means not so old. Just brand new mask, but have to like this nice antique atmosphere. The technique, I prepare lots of slightly different sepia and brown color and use this. The polish by silk, 100 times more. Finally, like this. At first, mask making like exercise, hard working, but finally hanging on the wall and thinking long time and then thinking very slow and difficult to judge the good point. Makes antique meanings go to the dangerous point is go to the dirty. Good point, but difficult to judge. Now is a good point, finish point, but too much dark color, put the dark color, go to the just a dirty mask. It's very difficult point. Yes. If nothing, halation, the light, just white mask, no expression. Need to idea top part shining and surrounding dark, not shining. That's why polishing the top part. Only 7 centimeter tips, but looks more 3-dimension. The carving and painting help each other. This mask, top point, nose, cheek, puts the red, like woman's cosmetic, looks more 3-dimension. Eye point, eye color, and side is dark. Right now. I think this is how to make a no mask. If you have a question, please. Okay, next I explain how to use the mask. I read about story about the man, New Year. They always go to the friend and friend. We good fortune this year, Happy New Year. And New Year, they go to the friend and friend. Good fortune this year. They go to friend every year. That year, suddenly, happy God appear in front of him. Even Japanese cannot understand what I say. Because I use the classical Japanese, like a Shakespeare English. Then I said, you are very good coming shrine every year. That's why I appear in front of you. Then the happy God asked you, you want to be happy? Yes, happy. You know what is happy? The two men said, big as God said, no, such a stupid guy. The happy is the respect old person and take care young boy. And the husband and wife, good relationship and welcome for everybody. That's the key of the happy life. And he sing a song and back to the front. I did sing a song. Japanese song. いでこのついでにいでこのついでにあのしゅなるよ語りて聞かせん。Using the mask, that's a good point. My voice not directly go out. I hear the God's voice. The voice tone, effect out. And by my voice not directly go out. I think the voice changing must be go to the I don't know.
So I think we're just reaching the end. So I wonder if there are any more questions. There'll be an opportunity to speak directly to Kitazawa after for about half an hour. But are there any other questions for the group?
Yes. This mark recycle kimono and obi. I cannot make. I ask for the specialist. Hand knitting, handcraft. Yeah, and I already think the combination this young lady, this pink, kimono, like this. This skirt is like this design combination. Yes. Difficult question.
The question was, how will it go forward if there are no apprentices or trainees for the next generation?
Next generation. I think it's okay. Not man and woman doesn't matter, and Japanese foreigner doesn't matter. I sometimes teach. 2 weeks ago, I teach Royal Hallway mask making. If the young generation want to learn more, I welcome he or she. But my difficult point, make money and making a life. Yes.
I have precision, you know.
I enjoy my life.
Avoiding the question.
For those who are interested in supporting Kitazawa's profession, there is actually an exhibition that is happening right now at the Japanese Embassy, and it goes until the end of December. It's open every day, weekday, between 10 and 5. And then the exhibition is actually transferring to a gallery that's very local to here, called the Rebecca Hossack Gallery, which is just off Fitzroy Square. And at that gallery, these masks and others will be for sale.
Yeah, please
So
do look.
you can support Kitazawa and the future of mask making that way.
Yeah, thank you very much. Right.
So thank you so much, Kitazawa.
Thank you very
for
much,
that.
everybody. And please feel free to take a photo of these masks.